Well, good morning. Welcome to this edition of our weekly market report. I'm Pat McClatchy. This program is brought to you by FiberMax and also Stoneville Seed. The exports have just come out. We're going to go to that right now. Cotton is has a net sale of 32,700, and let's take a look at the cancellations. We see those every week as China rolls forward. China, there it is again. China rolled 18,500 running bells to, they canceled that amount, and then they rolled 17,600 into new crops. So the same activity for China as far as what's going on. Cotton was down 20 before the report. Right now, cotton is down about 35. We should be getting used to this. We think it's an effort for China to influence markets by simply showing a cancellation, but as you look closer, they're just moving it out. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. Looking at shipments of cotton, we've got 135,300 running bales are the shipments. New crop sales of 24,200. Now let's look at soybeans. 293,600 metric tons. The Netherlands took 113,600 metric tons. Mexico took 111,500 metric tons. Thailand took 77,700 metric tons. And soybeans reaction, soybeans were down 7.25 before the report. Right now they're down 8. So they've softened up some. Looking at corn, net sales of 382,000 metric tons. And we've got Mexico taking 162,500 metric tons, Colombia taking 133,000 metric tons, and Japan taking 119,600 metric tons. Corn before the report was down 1.5. Right now it's down 2.5. So it is softening up, as is soybeans. Soybeans have dropped another cent from where they were just 30 seconds ago. Wheat, 476,000 metric tons. Bangladesh took 180,000 metric tons. Japan took 78,700 metric tons. And Italy took 35,500 metric tons. Wheat was, just before the report, was up 1.5. Right now, wheat's up 0.5. So reaction across the board in soybeans and corn and wheat. Markets are down from these numbers that have come out, as is cotton. Let's take a look at just recent news, kind of highlight where we are as far as cotton goes. The cotton market's been trending, or made its low about 2 weeks ago, and it's been trending higher. The news that we've seen, and this falls into the positive category for prices, estimates are that Georgia's lost about 1 million bales of cotton. But there have been other weather problems in different parts of the country that will probably affect quality, so that takes away from the higher quality cotton that our overseas mills are looking for. Here recently, or when we were rallying, we were also seeing some bottom fishing from some of the big speculators. So that's sort of why we're firming up. Market has not adjusted itself to losing as much cotton as it has. I think it wants to see some business pick up again at these low levels before we really start to embrace how much cotton has been lost. Market's sort of nervous right now as it tries to deal with this. I think there's buying below the market, certainly, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of follow-through buying as you would expect with the news that's come out. We're going to have to see some business come in here, and that's just it. Until that happens, it might be that we just stay at these lower levels, but we hold and trade sideways. As far as what to expect now, I would expect through the winter months toward the spring for this market to trend higher. For now, we could be trading 75 to 80 cents, but at some point I think we will get above 80 and then maybe even trend toward 84 to 85. Of course, the 800-pound gorilla in the room continues to be China. And if we finally get a trade deal, we've talked about this for months on end, we will see a very sharp reaction to the upside. None of us know when that might happen. But that is something that's going to be necessary to see some kind of a substantial move back up. Somewhat of a similar story for grains as far as trade influence goes, but we bottomed a month ago in soybeans. Why have we moved up? The weather has been the concern. We're well behind in harvest and soybeans, and we think this weather, the wet weather in the Midwest, has probably affected the production. We have seen good demand there in soybeans and corn. This number was light today, but we have seen week after week of good numbers. As far as what to expect those markets to continue to trend higher as they usually do during the winter into the spring. It's going to be necessary to get soybeans higher in new crop soybeans, or it will be a challenge to get enough acres to satisfy the demand. So that's more than likely going to happen. A market trending up in new crop soybeans toward the $10 level. Right now, new crop soybeans are at $9.36. One last look at the market. We've got cotton down 16. It's actually a little higher than it was before the report came out, although it did dip right after this number came out. Soybeans right at the moment are down 9 1/4. That's 2 cents lower than they were when this number came out. Corn is down 3 right now. It was down 1 1/2 before the report. That market's softening. Wheat's right now up 1 1/2. Wheat right now is unchanged. It was up 1 1/2. So across the board, grains have softened and moved down since the number came out, and cotton is actually hanging in there. That is it. Thanks for being with us for this week's edition of our market, our crop report outlook, and it is brought to you by FiberMax and Stoneville Seed. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later.